What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this episode, we're gonna try to get this thing to 30 psi. Now I've been having boost problem with this car for I don't even know how long. Basically we can get to about 25 24 psi, and then sometimes we can get it to 27, and then I can't raise it up, which is unusual, right? I've never had a car where I can't crank up the boost. Usually I would actually crank it up and then it would, be too much, then I hit overboost. With this one, max out my boost controller and I just cannot go over 24 up to 27 at the maximum. So the way I have this car set up is typically I would have one boost source, which I've used the housing before, and right now I have it from the intake manifold, which is that one right there. And we're gonna relocate that in a way that would essentially split the boost instead of having one boost source that splits into the 4 turbos. I'm thinking that might kind of be a problem, so hopefully I'm right and we can ramp up the boost a bit. So let's go ahead and take off this housing first. And of course we'll need 13 here. Put this down a little bit here, and now that should free up our housing. That's one. Alright, so that completes that. So let's pop this out a little bit. Oh, this is the one that I actually RTV'd on, mainly because it keeps leaking. See, typically you don't need to put an RTV on this, but because it was leaking and I don't have a gasket on here, I put one on, so that made it a little bit tight. So now I gotta clean it up before I put it back on, or put another one back on at least. Go ahead and tap here. Now this thing is aluminum, so I'm just gonna use a socket. I don't even have the tool that kind of makes a T. But because this thing is pretty soft, I should be able to just use this. As you can see, it's threaded right there. So right there it feels pretty tight, and this is probably about the right angle that I wanted it in. So what I'm going to do is actually put some RTV on there, or some sealant of some sort, and then actually crank it out all the way to the angle that I need. But first we gotta go clean all that extra debris on the inside. Alright, so go ahead and put this back. This one's gonna be pretty easy to do, mainly because it's all open like this. Just gonna go ahead and take that out. I could push this up, but then it's gonna kind of make this awkward turn that goes this way. So I'm gonna leave it as it is, and then go somewhere like this. Of course I gotta put some zip ties to hold it in place. Eventually I'll get some quick release on here, that way it's easier and I could reuse it and all that good stuff. But because I'm still changing a lot of the setup, zip ties are great. And done. Alright, passenger side is gonna be a little bit tricky, but the same concept. It's gonna go down here, go under this side, and then go to our solenoid, which is this one, but I'm trying to look for the port, which is in the bottom right here. So we are good. Passenger side is all good. Driver side is also all good. I do have this zip tie in like a yellow zip tie, mainly because I want to remind myself that, hey, this is something temporary. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna go back to that. If it works, well, obviously I gotta get rid of that whole line. So next up is put this back and let's go for the test. All right, let's check it out. Whew. It is like 10 o'clock right now and it's still really hot over here. This car also in general is just hot because of my rear mount radiator. I need to find a way to both, I guess, insulate and isolate that area. That way it doesn't go into the cabin. Because one, it's super hot. Two, it also smells like exhaust in here, like a lot of the times, like all the time. Good news and bad news. Good news, well, let's start with the bad news. Bad news is our test didn't work for the boost controller. For some reason, I feel like I already did this test before and it didn't work. I don't know why I tried again, but I tried again. It's not working, so I'm kind of just, I think the boost control is just not going to do it for me. I know I tested this from like a bench perspective, and that solenoid starts clicking at 30 psi, even though I have it maxed out at 99 set points. I know a lot of people, you know, run this this e-boost too, and they don't have any problem with it. But for the quad turbos, it's probably more because of the quad turbo. With the quad turbo, it's not working. And to me, that really means, you know, I either swap out this quad turbo for like a single or twin, or get rid of controllers if I want to go up. And you guys already know the answer to that question. On to the good part. Transmission seems to take the beating. And check this out, guys. Keep in mind, this is a rolling 60 start, so I think it started like 40 miles per hour. But 60 to 130, it's right on the 4. So about 0.3 seconds slower than personal best. But with less boost, we're going 4 seconds.